Hi, Bill Fisher. Welcome to Cosmetic Skin Center. I understand that you'd like to do something cosmetically.
I would. I need to get rid of these deep lines on my forehead.
You don't like the ones or the twos or the...
I don't. They make me look angry and old.
Oh, well, we certainly can't have that. So you probably are familiar, or are you familiar at all with Botox or Juvederm, or what have you heard?
Not a lot. No, I don't know a lot about it.
Okay. Let me tell you everything you want to know about Botox in 5 easy minutes. First of all, wrinkles form perpendicular to wherever there are muscles in your face. Muscles that make your eyebrows go up, or muscles that make your frown lines go down, or raise your nose like you got glasses, or around your eyes that make squinting from being out in the sun. And wherever those muscles work, wrinkles form perpendicular. So on your forehead, this is the frontalis muscle, raises your eyebrows. That's fine, but when you raise your eyebrows, you get these little lines across here, and people don't like to have wrinkles, especially if they're baby boomers. We're never going to get old. And so we'd like to get rid of those wrinkles. The ones that are called the ones or the twos are caused by a muscle called the corrugator, which basically pulls your brow towards the center and makes these lines. Once again, perpendicular to the muscle action is where the wrinkle forms. On what's called your procerus muscle, it kind of makes this little line right across the top of your nose from like wrinkling your nose up, or keeping your glasses up like that. And so that does that one. And there's a muscle around your mouth or around your eyes that's called an orbicularis. It basically is in a circle and it works like a purse string. So whenever you squint your eyes or pucker up or sip through a straw or whatever, that thing makes like a purse string that draws down. Well, that draws down perpendicular, makes lines that go out kind of like a sunburst or crow's feet, or little lines in your lip that go up like this. So we give Botox Cosmetic, and Botox Cosmetic relaxes that muscle. And when it relaxes that muscle, voila, the wrinkle goes away. When I inject this, I like to inject on the light side. I would rather give you a little too little and have you come back in 2 weeks and say, we need a little more here, rather than give too much. So I will always err on the side of not giving you enough and have you correct it if we need, or add to it 2 weeks down the road. Muscles pretty much around the eyes and forehead and nose is where Botox works. If you want to talk, some people like to have it on their lip. You got to be very careful around your lip, because if you get too much in your lip, what will happen is you'll not be sipping very well from a straw, because you can't keep a good seal. So we're very, 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 very careful when we do it around the lip, but it can be done on the lip as well. What else would you like to know about Botox Cosmetic?
Is it safe? What are the side effects?
Side effects is if you use too much. There's an area, especially on the forehead, I call it the no-fly zone. You don't want to be totally expressionless when you raise your eyebrows, or you're concerned, you want somebody to, you don't want just to, oh, it's really nice to see you today. So you want to have some expression. So there's an area here that you do not inject, okay? And when you avoid that area, you don't get, the biggest problem that would happen there was you get a droop. Well, we're not trying to get droop, people are trying to get lift. And so we don't want to get droop. So we stay away from that no-fly area, number one. Number two, always inject conservatively, add more later if needed. And number three, everything that people get concerned about Botox Cosmetic, because they mix it up with Botox botulism. And that's a total different situation. But to get a toxic dose of Botox A, you would have to spend in excess of $350,000. And most people don't want to do that to get rid of your ones or twos or your threes. Yes, you can get too much, but we're not going to be anywhere close to that. An average face, if I were to do a forehead and around the eyes, now you're talking about 35 or 40 units. And to get into a toxic level, you're talking about 3,000 units at least.
Wow.
Much higher. What else?
Are the results immediate? How long does it take for me to see a difference?
When I do it, I tell the person you get for 4 hours afterwards, you can't do any calisthenics, you can't do any workouts, and you can't scrub the floor. So for 4 hours afterwards, you don't have to do that. For the following 2 weeks, I don't want you massaging any of the area around your forehead or around your eyes or on your nose, because I want that Botox to stay right where I put it. I don't want it to be diffused in other places. If you're massaging, or you have a facial massage, or you're putting your makeup on, or taking it off aggressively, that you want to avoid that. You can gently wash your face, and that'll do sufficient. And in 2 weeks, basically, most of the people see effect definitely within 2 weeks, but some people, the next day they can tell there's a difference. Some people almost the same day. But usually within 2 or 3 days, you're noticing a difference. The maximum effect is in 2 weeks, and that's why I have people come back 2 weeks and say, is this what we're looking for, and what else would we like to do with it?
And how long do those results last?
The results, I tell you, company rules say I have to say 3 months, but I've had some people that 6 or 8 months, they come back and say, well, we need to do a little bit more. And I've also had some people come back in at 2.5 months and say, it's gone, I need it now. So some people metabolize it, they burn it up quicker. And everybody is, you just find that out after you do it for a while.
Is it painful?
How well do you tolerate needle sticks if you have a shot?
Pretty well.
This is a very usual needle that people get injections with is a 21 gauge needle. If you were to have a flu shot or something like that, we're going to use a very small 31 gauge needle, which is teeny tiny needle. And it's like a teeny tiny skin prick. I think most people tolerate it very well.
So the product itself doesn't burn or sting or?
Not that I'm aware of. Nobody's actually said the product itself stings to me.
Do you numb the area that you inject?
For Botox, I don't numb it up. It doesn't. The needle is small enough, and it's a very small amount that's given, so I do not numb that.
Okay. Great.
When do we start?
I know. I'm ready.